Hello and welcome back to Doom 2 No Rest for the Living for the final level. This is Tomb of Malevolence, and I'm hoping it's a little bit shorter than the last few levels have been, and maybe a little bit easier too. In the spirit of all the boss levels we've had in the past episodes, I think it's just going to be centered around a single enemy if I remember correctly. Well, I can see an auto map up here already. Let's see if I can find a way up to it. Looks like as if it goes around to the left and to the right. Ah, okay, we found something already. A switch. What does this do? Oh, it's opened this. Okay, good. We found the auto map, so I can't miss any secrets. Again, why wouldn't it let me pick up weapons now? Since when does the amount of ammo you have a determining factor in whether you can pick up weapons? Looks as if... Am I seeing things here? No, I think that's just the bloodfall. Okay. Is this a teleport in the middle as well? It is. I wonder what's going to bring us back there. Let's move ahead. Paranoid about missing secrets now. A lot of rockets. There's one enemy we haven't yet seen in No Rest for the Living, and I have a feeling we're about to run into him now. Oh my god. Oh, there he is. Let's get out of here. He's here. Okay. Apparently he's not alone either. Oh, it's so dark down here. Let's hit these switches. Oh, is this a good idea? Maybe not. I can't see him. I don't like this. There he is. Okay. Wasn't there another switch around here? There was. Nope. Okay, this is a horrible environment to fight him in. We need to open it up a bit. No. Go away, imp. I do not have time to... Wow. Okay, these guys are coming out of these zones. Oh, this is going to take many attempts. No. Armor. Rockets. Is that a backpack? Oh my god, finally. Last level. Don't know what good it's going to do at this point. Right. Okay, here we go then. Attempt number 5. Let's hit this switch. And what I'm going to use is my BFG strat now, firing one shot off to the left, one shot to the right, or one to the left again, come on fire, and then go to my bazooka here. Not the bazooka, that's fist. Whatever, we can recover from here. A bit messy there. There's the cyber demon way down there. Let's just fire some rockets off, and what I'm going to do now is start opening up the map. There's various switches dotted around. I'm going to quickly navigate my way to each of them. Where is that cyber demon? Last one's around here. There we go. And now I'm going to use my plasma rifle. There he is in that corner to kill the imps that are about to spawn in. To find the cyber demon. Don't want him sneaking up on me. Okay, well there he is. There he is again. I think all the imps on the ground floor are left. So in this corner here you can see there's some grills here. The problem with the cyber demon here is it's so dark, you have to stay reasonably close to him just to see when he's firing. Okay, so we have a Berserk pack now. Now I remembered that secret from years ago because this being the Xbox version, there was actually an achievement for killing a Cyber Demon with the Berserk pack. It actually makes it easier to see. Look at this, see further now. Don't know where he is, but there's another secret behind it as well, which is going to assist us in that. We're not going to use the Berserk pack to finish him off. But what we will use is what's behind it in the last secret of the map. There he is. My kind of, sort of, night vision goggles have worn off. We finally got our backpack again. Oh no, I don't like you. There it is. The invulnerability sphere. Let's grab it. Quickly go and find him. Oh, come back. You're wasting my time with this. Let's do as much damage as possible with this invulnerability sphere. I gotta run. Let me out of there. Come on, come around that corner. There he goes. Cyber Demon defeated. Got him that time. I think the hardest part of that is right at the start when you're penned in by all those imps. Once you've got it opened up, there's enough room to maneuver here. It's not so challenging. Anyway, we have one final switch to hit, which is going to start raising this staircase here. Some imp is up here next to the switch. Let's deal with him. Then we're going to ride up the stairs here. You can see another set of stairs just ahead of me there. Almost in position, and then we're going to hit the switch, revealing another imp ambush. Careful not to blow yourself up here. Another one up there, and that's the last of them. The final enemy is defeated. We can escape the tomb. We could have actually escaped without even dealing with the Cyber Demon, but this being 100% run, I want to make sure I get all the kills and secrets. Now that teleporter's brought us back to the start of this level, only now there's a staircase raised to that teleporter we saw earlier. And that is the end of No Rest for the Living, and it's the end of Tomb of Malevolence as well, finished. With 100% kills and hopefully items as well. No, I missed a couple items down in the tomb. Never mind, we got 100% secrets as well. The shortest level by far then of Tomb of Malevolence. I think that 4 minutes might be a bit misleading because it doesn't have the first part, my failed attempts tacked on at the start. So what do I think of No Rest for the Living altogether then? Well, I think it was some of the best Doom content I've ever played. It was bloody brilliant. The levels were super challenging for the most part, and so much care and attention went into building these levels. I mean, it really shows the difference in what was done back in the early 90s compared to, 2010 when this came out. There's just so much more detail, and the levels are much more expansive. They're much better built. The levels have a really good flow as well, and you never feel too lost in them. You're always kind of looping around to past areas where you've seen closed doors before. But the levels are constructed in such a way that there's no backtracking, and when there is backtracking, it's actually going through the level a whole new way because whole new chambers have opened up, releasing new enemies. I would say that this is probably even better than Thy Flesh Consumed, the 4th episode for Doom. It's certainly better than your base Doom 2. I can't think of any bad levels, even the super challenging ones like Map 6. My god, that was difficult. It wasn't a bad level per se, it was just really tough. That's probably one of the weakest levels. I would definitely recommend seeking out a copy of No Rest for the Living. In fact, at the moment I only own it on the Xbox 360. I'm seriously considering buying Doom 3 BFG Edition on PC just to get this onto GZ Doom and make it easier for me to play and a better experience with a wider screen. So what Doom content is coming next then? Well, we are 9 days into September now, we have 21 days still to go, so that gives you a bit of a clue. It's the master levels of Doom 2 I'm going to be playing next. And then follow that with Final Doom in October and November. And then December time I'm going to be doing isolated Doom maps from John Romero. So I think he's released 2 remasters of Doom 1 episode 1s, and he released his new episode earlier in the year, Sigil, so I'm really looking forward to playing that. I've never played any of the content now going forwards. This was a little trial run, and I kind of enjoyed the way I was going through it. It was more time consuming to do it this way, with each episode going around the 20-minute mark, give or take. It had its pros and cons, but overall I'd say I enjoyed this kind of blind style playthrough more than learning the level beforehand and then explaining every little detail and trigger as I went through it. And sometimes even during this I was able to learn the level kind of live in such a, so to speak. As I say, this was kind of a trial run. I did this game 9 years ago, or I did this episode 9 years ago, and I remembered some tiny details. So I remember the first level, and I remember the last level fighting among all those columns. I don't know if I even realised you could open up that area at the end. Maybe I hit all the switches after the Cyber Demon was dead. There was definitely some save abuse back in 2010 when I played this the first time. So trying to get through these levels without saving once was a really tough challenge. I think 5 and 6 were the ones that gave me the most trouble. Did I die in 7? I think yeah, I did. It was that trap at the very end. But a big part of that was that I didn't have any armor going into it, even though later on I found both other armor sets without having to look for where they were in a guide or anything. And then also managed to lower the Soul Sphere. All of those would have made that final fight much easier, just with more room to maneuver. We would have lost the cover though, because we were hiding behind that pillar with a Soul Sphere on it. I still think, well, we would have had the damage just to tank anything that the Mancubuses were going to fire at us, and we would have just BFG'd them down into oblivion. I'm looking forward to Master Levels of Doom 2. I've heard it's a mixed bag, really. I'm going to be going through them in the order that they were released on. I think the PlayStation Network released the Master Levels in like a big bundle of all the classic Doom levels, and they slightly changed the order if I'm not mistaken there. So I think that's the order I'm going to go with, because I feel like there must have been some reason why they changed that order, since all 21 levels were included in that, and no past release like PlayStation Final Doom ever included all the levels. So I think that must be probably the best way to go through it. Anyway, that'll be beginning at 6 o'clock tomorrow, so if you want to see more Doom content, hope you stick around and will join me then. Thanks for watching. Trouble was brewing again in your favourite vacation spot, Hell. Some cyber demon punk thought he could turn Hell into a personal amusement park and make Earth the ticket booth. Well, that half-robot freak show didn't know who was coming to the fair. There's nothing like a shooting gallery full of hellspawn to get the blood pumping. Now the walls of the demon's labyrinth echo with the sound of his metallic limbs hitting the floor. His death moan gurgles out through the mess you left of his face. This ride is closed.